What is going on, everybody? Zach RC here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome along to episode number 6 of the F1 24 Driver Career Mode series for the Miami Grand Prix, the second sprint weekend of the season. If you guys did miss the last episode, make sure to go check that one out up in the top right hand corner of your screen. There'll be a link in the top right hand corner there now. And if you did enjoy the last episode, then make sure to get subscribed for more future F1 content. So, unfortunate ending to the last Grand Prix. Is the message there on the screen. It says 400 resource points going our way for the late retirement we suffered with a lap and a half to go in Shanghai. So spoilers ahead for those of you who have not gone through the video by this point. As you get our goals set for the weekend, we'll put those resource points into an upgrade of some kind so we can push a bit further forward in the R&D race. We continue to push close towards the top 5 teams, still sitting in 6th place on the chart. There's our contract performance. The trajectory is waned a little bit, so we're coming towards more like a flat point at this stage thanks to that retirement in China. But we'll try and get that back on the up and up going into today's episode. We've got a chassis upgrade we're going to work on here. We've got a discounted one that we'll use to our advantage now. That'll come in between Miami and Imola, which will be the next Grand Prix after this one. And there's another sprint round, so I'm hoping that the power unit will actually make it to the end this time. Of course, we had that last time out. We were all okay in the sprint, and then again, like I say, very late on in the Grand Prix. Unfortunately, we got impacted late, as I say, late on indeed. So we'll advance time, get those upgrades through. There's our chassis upgrade, nice and easy. And one from Yuki as well. Durability upgrade there, no issue done at all. I have to have a quick check here, see if we've got enough to go for any more upgrades. Have a look through all the departments quickly, see if there's any discounted ones that we missed. Still 6th place in the development race, but looking to push forward on that. The chassis one will come through next episode. We'll have a look briefly at what's going on in terms of our power unit. The ICE went last time out, so I had to make the change there. The MGH is looking like it's got getting to that point where we could lose it. Well, take the risk though and see if we can make it last the full weekend. But now it's time to jump into round 6 here in Miami.
Welcome back to Miami and welcome to qualifying. Only raw speed will separate these drivers today, but the question is, who's got what it takes to get pole?
Time now then for qualifying for the sprint here in Miami. Now, of course, last time around we did quite well in sprint qualifying. We managed to get ourselves all the way up into the top 10 and made it into SQ3, but only a 10th place start there last time out. So see if we can actually improve on that in Miami. Now we've got the experience of that qualifying session under our belt. Only the 1 lap per session on these tyres, because I think the second run there's not enough time to go way deep there in turn 1. That could be a huge detriment on our early time. Struggle particularly here with sliding in the first couple of corners. As long as we can keep the car under control, we should be okay across the weekend. Now pushing towards the end of the lap here into the final sector. Got one of the Haas cars in front of them. I believe that's Kevin Magnussen. Not entirely sure, but looking just for a good effort here. Perez gets the ball rolling, 1 minute 29.5 on the board. I should imagine we'll be hitting that. Verstappen goes even faster, 1:28.8 there off the last corners. We come through off of the final left-hander and now charging towards the line. I'm looking at it's a low 29 here to hit the line. 29.5, so not too bad, but it's P3, so in front of Magnussen, just his lap time in front of us. And that lap was enough in the end to get us into SQ2 in P11. Snowden P12, only 0.04 of a second in it between myself and our teammate, so it's going to be close between us over the course of the weekend, but we're into the second session, and that is the main thing. That's what counts in terms of team performance. Into SQ2 now, looking for, again, another solo lap to get us into our second straight SQ3. We have 4 more opportunities to do this across the season, so hopefully there are more chances at that as we go down the line. But of course, it'll be a while to the next sprint. As we come through towards the end of the second sector, through the chicane, out of the stadium section, very tough place. East to make mistakes, a bit wide there to the last left-hander. Now towards the DRS zone, there's the second sector split, 1 minute 4.4 at the split, and DRS now going wide open on the rear wing as we make our way down towards the very tight left-hander. Now, for those of you who've been around the channel for a little while, you may have seen the infamous clip of myself in the Creator Series making a big mistake here and almost taking out several cars. So we'll try and avoid doing that today, because of course this is a very different kettle of fish to drive in terms of the gap between F1 and F2 cars. We come towards the line here, it's a slower effort compared to our Q1 lap. It's 1 minute 30.033, which puts us P9 for now. So we're looking like we could be reaching the drop zone, and there we go, P15 in the end, so a poor effort compared to our SQ1 effort. But regardless, that'll do us, and P15 will be where we start from the sprint. We're still getting knocked out as well. But now it's time to move into the sprint race, and let's see what we can do.
So it's all about speed in today's sprint. Not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Who here today has the raw skill to take them to the top?
So time for the sprint race then. Here in Miami, it's an overcast day in the Sunshine State as we look around the Hard Rock Stadium to get underway now for the formation lap. So starting from P15 on the grid, Albon knock on in front, Bottas and Joe behind. Now we're looking here at the weather going in. We could be at risk of some rain arriving during this sprint race, and these sprint races I think are just a bit too short for us to really bolt on into unless it really starts chucking it down enough to get to that condition quickly. But as we come towards our grid slot now, the main aim was to try and get up towards the top 10, top 8 if we can. We scored points in the last sprint. We got P8 in China. So we're going to try and replicate that. That'd be fantastic. We get our grid slot just right, and now looking forward to what should be a fantastic 10 laps of racing. So here come the lights for the second sprint round of the season. Verstappen and Sainz on the front row. Lights out, foot to the floor. We are underway for the sprint race here in Miami. Bad getaway. Bottas gets through. Zhou on our outside to go towards turn 1. Going to pull down the inside of both Salvas and the inside of Albon as well if we can get past him. Into the first right hand we go. 3 wide, side by side with Albon and Zhou. Didn't realise they were there and almost came across them completely. Albon gets in front. We'll get back in front of Zhou for a minute. So stays in P15. So not too bad a start there. More or less as we were from the line as we go in towards the end of the first sector now. Pushing into the more technical part of the circuit and into this long sweeping left-hander, which we used to our advantage today. Very similar to the opening corners in China. We use that inside line. We sacrifice a bit on exit, but on entry going in, we take 2 places. So up to P13 now, and Yuki just in front of us there. Gasly and P11 on soft tyres, so going for a bit of a slightly more aggressive strategy. I imagine those tyres could fall off towards the end of the race. Ocon side by side, he's on our outside to go towards the next braking zone, towards the stadium section in the second sector. Out-braking the Frenchman and diving inside and jumping it up front into P13, but only for the moment because he's there on our inside though. Keep an eye on him. On the exit we have the inside for the left-hander, but he still is there alongside us. Let's go into the chicane here as Gasly fights Tsunoda in front. Alpine versus RB going back and forth between the 2 cars, between both drivers in both teams. On the exit we jump in front of Ocon, but Gasly gets the edge of Tsunoda, so we'll try and push forward, try and take our teammate over the next couple of laps. So a decent first lap. On to lap 2 then. A lap later, yellow flags are in front of us already here. Tsunoda is still our target in front, so we're focusing on chasing him for the minute. Not sure who it is. There's been no driver pulling off yet. It's one of the McLarens, which could be a concern for that team as they continue to chase Red Bull in the Constructors' Championship as we come towards the DRS. So it's Norris. Norris is out there, smoke pouring out the McLaren on the left-hand side, and he becomes the first retirement of the race weekend. Lando Norris goes out. The driver who won this race and won the Grand Prix in real life, out of the sprint this early on just at the end of lap 2. As we try to make a move on Yuki Tsunoda here on the outside of the exit, a bit of a slide. We have to fall back behind our teammate. What has happened to Lando Norris' prospect of winning the sprint here today? To try and take Tsunoda on the inside towards turn 1 into the braking zone. Breaking our teammate inside by half a car length. No contact. Came very close to banging tyres there, but Yuki gets in front for the minute, so he'll maintain P11, will maintain P12. But Lando Norris going out so dreadfully early in this Miami sprint, and that'll definitely be an engine penalty because you have to change that up to start from the back of the grid in this race, or in the actual Grand Prix itself. But Norris sees the whole field flying past him. That's never a sight you want to see for anyone. And there's puff of smoke as we go past, as we'll bring it over into the runoff on the left side of the circuit. So Lando goes out of the sprint as we'll try and focus on taking Yuki once again on lap 3 using that same inside line all the way through here and making the move stick on the exit. But Yuki will be right behind us now. We're sacrificing DRS here, so that'll be the equation we have to conjure up every single time we come through and make that move. Unless you've got a car in front of us within a second, that could be very dangerous. Here comes Albon though, speaking of dangerous, up the inside, making the move on us, up into P11, and it's almost a double whammy. Tsunoda tries to get us on the outside into the braking zone. He will. We'll dive back inside though and try and maintain the position as best we can after Albon passing us. Look to try and keep P12 on the outside here. Tsunoda looking downstairs, may have grazed the inside wall slightly there. Hopefully we won't screw him too much, but he's managed to get away with that nice and clean, and we get away clean as well, up into P12, and we'll try and take Albon now, a few corners later, going into the left-hander, down in towards the braking zone, pulling all the way to the inside, and looking for a good exit here, looking for a big slide there, off the corner, and Albon gets away, and Yuki gets away too, and here comes Ocon again, having another scrap with us as we begin lap 4, but that slide has cost us massively here, it's lost us at least about a second or so, as Albon now 1.2 to the good. The weather report telling us that the rain is on its way, but the tyres are still good. We're okay in these conditions. You can see it now on the halo, the rain starting to fall at the end of lap 4 to try and chase down Yuki. I wonder how long will go with the DRS still in play before it gets disabled, as the FIA do. Into the braking zone there, Yuki almost taking Alex there, looking for an opportunity on the inside of the Williams, but can't quite get there. We go side by side with our teammate, but he gets back in front of us on the jump, down the main straight once again, onto lap 5, nearing the halfway stage now of this sprint. The inside of the Japanese driver towards turn 1 once again. The two RBs head to head as we go into the first corner, looking to get a good exit, and this time we get in front of Yuki, and Alex is there in front of us, so we'll try and hunt him down now. But we're in front of Yuki, and that's the main thing, of course, the recognition battle. We got in front of him after China, 51% to 49%. but a bad result from us could mean he draws even once more because he's still very close there. Yellow flags again on lap 6, which is going towards the line. Just 4 laps to go in this race. It's Russell again. From what I can see, the Mercedes driver has got problems, and for the second sprint in a row, George Russell is eliminated from contention. Mercedes, they can't get it right with Russell on these sprint races, and once again, he'll have to start from the back. It was Leclerc who joined him last time, and this time it'll be Norris joining him, but Russell out. You see Perez there leading the cars, leading Hamilton and then Leclerc. Sorry, that's not Hamilton, that's Alonso, sorry. But Russell trundling down that back straight towards the last proper corner on the circuit and across the runoff area where his friend Lando was. A few laps to go, George out. So on to lap 7, then 4 laps to go in this Grand Prix. Yuki is still threatening us as we go towards turn 1. We're focusing all our efforts on chasing Alexander Albon. There's a bit of a slide there through the second corner, and we have to cut off the circuit to avoid hitting in there. Big close, but it's illegal.
You need to give that place back, I'm afraid. That was an illegal overtake.
Mate, come on, that's ridiculous. I have nowhere else to go. I suppose the FIA think differently there, but there is the move. Illegal overtake. Got to give back that place, and as a result, we lose out to Yuki as well. So on to towards the latter half of lap 7. So I'm trying to make a move in the chicane. I think Yuki again hit that inside wall going into the chicane, and we need to take advantage of that and get back into P11. But so we are back as we were, but I do feel that we have nowhere else really to go with that. So Albon gets his place back after the slide. I mean, he made the mistake. We'll continue on here, on to lap 9, the penultimate lap of the sprint, and going down the inside. Yellow flags in front, it's not quite sure who for. It doesn't look like another retirement, so we'll carry on there, but a late move on Albon, and DRS gets disabled as Yuki gets around him as well. So, unfortunate play for Alexander Albon, has to now deal with Yuki Tsunoda, as we can try and pull away here. So start the last lap, Albon right there with us after the slipstream, ignoring the DRS into the last corner. Yellow flag in front, that's not sure that's for. That's for Oscar Piastri, around he goes, the other McLaren dealing with problems here. There he goes, and where Albon almost stood out and lost it, Oscar lost it completely, and that actually was almost brought stationary. He's there in P8 now, but we're at no chance of catching him still. He's still quite a way in front. And speaking of quite a way in front, Max Verstappen has pulled out an absolute masterful lead here over the course of this sprint. It's been completely uncontested as he emerges from the last corners here. You could put him in the wet conditions on dry tyres. I don't think he really cares. He'll come through to take another sprint victory to add to the sprint win in China. Verstappen continues to go unbeaten in the sprint races in 2024 as he crosses the line P1. Here comes Albon though, one last try to the inside to go towards the last corners. No points on the line here, it's all down to Pride as he make our way towards the braking zone, cover him off. He's still down our inside, might try and go for a late move if he can get close enough. We'll have to cover him as best we can, but a bit too deep in the corner going in, but on the exit, sliding away, and just about hanging on these wet conditions on the dry tyres. Again, we've done that, like a bit like Australia, but towards the line now, and that'll be P10 for us in the sprint. 5 places gained, no points unfortunately, but still a solid effort, and that'll give us a good block going into the Grand Prix itself.
So that wraps up the sprint race, but there's still more action yet to come this weekend. We've got qualifying and, of course, the Grand Prix.
So Verstappen wins it then from Alonso in 2nd, and Sergio Perez finishes in 3rd. Sainz 4th, Hamilton 5th, Leclerc 6th, Stroll 7th, and Piastri finishes in the 8th spot after that spin later on. Gasly 9th, and we finished in 10th with Albon and Tsunoda behind us for company. So that was an interesting sprint. I think the dry tyres and a wet track combination is definitely always enjoyable to drive on this game. Well, of course, it gives us a fair bit of challenge. But in terms of rating, not a lot of improvement there, but improvements nonetheless after the performance. And that'll bring us up a bit close to that 77 driver rating. We're about a third of the way there, if my sight is correct. But as we look now into qualifying, the rain is completely dry up. We look now for Grand Prix qualifying for the Miami Grand Prix itself. As we push on to Q1 here now, of course, we've got a bit more in terms of tyres. So we have a set of softs that could have been used during the sprint, but we've saved them thanks to using the mediums throughout. And now we'll have a fresh set to go for an extra run going into this first qualifying session. We come out the last corner here to complete our first lap. The pace hasn't been fantastic on these soft tyres. I think the pace on the mediums is definitely much better. 1 minute 30, 31.2. Terrible start to Q1 here. A lot of time to gain, as you've seen there, compared to our SQ1 lap, which is fantastic by comparison to this. It was a 129.5. This is a 131.2, so almost about over a second and a half off the previous efforts. Into the last lap, though, we have one more chance to go a bit deeper into the stadium section. They're running a bit wide and losing a fair chunk of our time. We're still about a second up on our last effort, so we can still potentially nab a late place in Q2. Oh, a slide there. That's going to lose the number of tenths and that could be the kisser. That could be the deciding factor in whether or not we make it into Q2. We're still a second up as the end of the going towards the last minute of qualifying. Won't have enough time to set another lap on another set of tyres. So come down through the DRS straight and in towards the last corner. Everyone else starting their last runs here. We're still P20. I think honestly, I can't expect much more than the back row here as we come through the last corner and off the last turn and looking for the line here. 1.1, 1.2 tenths improvement at the very end of the lap. We're looking at a 1 minute 29, no, 1 minute 30.020. Very close there to 129 again, but around the same sort of lap as our Q2 time. And as a result of that, we do unfortunately go out in Q1. P19 in the end, only Logan Sargent was slower than us. Yuki narrowly squeezes through by about just under a tenth. And Magnussen, Hulkenberg, Bottas, and also Sargent join us in the bottom 5. So unfortunately we are out, but as you see in the sprint, the pace is still there. We could try and nab some points if we get a bit of luck our way. So let's jump now into the Grand Prix.
Welcome to the Magic City. We're here at the Miami International Autodrome, the home of the Hard Rock Stadium, a multi-purpose sports and entertainment hub which has hosted Super Bowls, Baseball World Series, numerous rock concerts, and of course, as of 2022, Formula One. With great opportunities for wheel-to-wheel battles featuring 19 corners, 3.36 miles long, and expected average speeds of 138 miles an hour, the Miami International Autodrome will be sure to create lots of chances to overtake. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Sainz, Fernando Alonso, Oscar Piastri, Leclerc, Stroll, Hamilton, Tsunoda, Albon, Ocon, Zhou, Magnussen, Hulkenberg, Bottas, Cohen, Sargent, Gasly, Norris, and George Russell ends our grid lineup. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. Well, it's been a long time since I last worked with you. Good to see you again today. Anthony Davidson. Now, you're the racing driver in this partnership, so tell us about this racing driver. Put us in their shoes. How are they going to be feeling?
Well, you've got to be prepared, Crofty. Before you even step foot inside the car, you've got to know, you've got to have a pre-race game plan. You've watched videos before you get into the car of previous races gone by. You know where you have to place your car if X, Y, or Z happens in front of you or behind you. So having this clear game plan is absolutely essential before you get in the car.
I know it's tough in there, it's hot in that cockpit, but your tyres are even hotter, so you're going to have to work extra hard to keep them cool. It matters for performance.
Copy that. I'll try and score some points for you guys today. Let's do this. So here we go then, no more talking, time for action here at the Miami Grand Prix. In terms of strategy, the default one was for hards to mediums. We're going to take a different bit of a change here today. We're going to go from mediums to hards, to go the opposite of the default strategy and see if that'll gain us any places during the first stint. The hard types could struggle a bit more going into that second stint, but we'll deal with that when we get to it. A bit of a slide there off the lines. The formation lap gets underway under a nice afternoon sky here in Miami, starting from P16 after a few drivers took penalties, including Russell and Norris. Crucially, keep an eye on those guys as they come charging up from the back of the grid, a la Leclerc and Russell last out in charge. You line up on the grid, getting ready for the start. Will the MGH hold? Will we get to the end of the Grand Prix, or will we be dealing with a late heartbreak once more? Potential for points this time as we get started now for the Grand Prix. Up front, it is the two Red Bulls who will lead us to turn 1. Here come the lights. And lights are out and we are underway for the Grand Prix itself. Down towards turn 1 we go. Decent getaway, better than the sprint. As he charged towards turn 1, go pull to the outside this time if we can get a good run into the corner. Magnussen shut us off there. Lucky to not get damaged into turn 1. But this time we're on the inside of the 3-wide shot with Bottas and Magnussen. We've got to back out of it to avoid as he's getting crunched as a result. Magnussen gets up in front. Bottas there in P15. So we more or less are once again as we were. There's our MGH looking in the low 70s already. Bottas looking to make a move on him as we go through the opening corners of the lap. And now towards that left-hander, where once again we'll get a lot more traction through in the entry to the very tight left-hander. We lose out big time on the exit to Magnussen, and that's just the risk we take with that sort of move in that corner. Bottas right behind us now. We'll try and use some battery to try and keep him behind us, but I imagine we'll get a better tow towards the next left-hander. We'll get a really good run and try and make a move to the outside, but not for the minute. We'll maintain P15 and start to work on Magnussen. Practically all of our battery here going into the end of the first lap. But down the inside of the Haas, a bit of contact on the way through. I think he's had to make a move to cover us off, but couldn't quite get there in time. Verstappen leads the first lap. He's got a big advantage already over the Ferrari there in second place. We get around Magnussen up into P14 off the start, and now looking to take Hülkenberg on lap 2 around the outside of the German. We're looking to take both Haas cars. We've got the inside line going in. This time we'll go once again all the way down and maintain position, get in front. So we're almost catching Yuki by surprise there, looking for a potential move there. You see Zhou pulling away up in front. We're now side by side with our teammates who charge in towards the second sector. DRS being deployed for the first time today. I think we both get it to charge. No, we could go through. Yep, we both got it. And here comes Hülkenberg as well, looking for a move to get back past us on the outside, trying to take us and try and get a toe off Yuki. Into the left-hander we go, still side by side with our teammate. We'll be on the outside looking in to the stadium section, under the shadows there. As you look now for the next chicane, Zhou just in front. We get in front of Yuki Tsunoda and we'll take over P12 and now get to work on chasing the other sailboats. Hülkenberg has to wait and see for the back to see if he can get back around us. Yuki on the hard tyre, so he's gone for that hard to medium strategy that we chose not to go for. On to lap 5 here, and we're looking closer and closer to Zhou. He's got our first objective for the Grand Prix. It's an engine 10 objective, so I have to keep that under control as he looks to try and take Zhou. If we stay behind for too long, obviously we could risk the overheating there in terms of the target temperature. We'll try and take them as best we can. Those who charge once again through DRS. I've got to keep the MGUH under control because any overheating issues could potentially lead to a failure on that. And given it's already a risky point, I'll try and avoid doing that. So this objective is actually a lot more crucial than usual. But down the inside of lap 7, look to make the move stick, and we get through and get past the exit. And luckily, Zhou didn't have DRS himself off Ocon in front, so I shouldn't think it'll get any there. But we should get, we'll probably get a toe back on us with the battery and with the general slipstream. Then he goes back to the outside, looking to make that move. Did he get DRS? Keep an eye on the right hand side. He did get DRS, so never mind, scrap that. Zhou gets back into P11 then. Let's try and make another move into the braking zone. Looking upstairs, going in. That'll become downstairs for the right hander on the exit. Still pulling alongside. Zhou's got the edge, but it actually moves out of the way a little bit, practically letting us through there. So up into P11 once more. We can get a good run through the chicane here on Albon and Ocon. Those two continue to battle for P9 as they come through the end of sector 2. We're in range now for DRS, so we can try and pull away from Zhou and push on towards the points paying places. So all in all, a good opening few laps to this Grand Prix. A good first third or so of the race. And now on to lap 9, looking to hunt down Albon for the place once again. Ocon just in front of us. We fought these guys during the sprint. Now we're fighting them again for points. Looking to the inside of Albon if we can get up in front of him. Down the inside on the exit. Can we pull clear? We can pull clear. And we'll get DRS off Ocon as well. But so will Albon. So we'll come back at us, I reckon. Might use a bit of battery, a bit of overtake to try and keep him behind us for as long as we can to avoid him getting enough run to go for that move. We've got DRS on Ocon though, so we're closing in on him as well. So we'll focus our efforts on in front rather than behind and try and catch Ocon as quick as you can there. See how much time we gain in the braking zone, but going a bit wide on entry. We'll keep in line though, make a move potentially down the next DRS straight if we can get the opportunity through the chicane, looking for a clean run. On to lap 11, and now looking again for another move. Over the curbs a bit there, but down the inside of Ocon, the FIA see nothing wrong with that move, despite the illegal overtake stuff in the sprint yesterday. Oh, slide on the exit. We'll maintain the place, but Ocon could come back at us though with a better exit than we got. And keep an eye on Albon just behind as well as he charged towards the DRS zone once again. Ocon to the outside, Albon to the inside. There goes the tyre driver up into 9th place. We maintain P10. Ocon loses out completely. No, go down the inside of Alex though, see if he can make that move stick. Going into the left-hander, side by side with him, side by side with Williams on the outside, still trying to find a way through. Tap to the right, to the left rear, and we keep our position. But Albon jumps back in front. Look at the exit he got going into the going off into the chicane. He maintains P9 for now. He wins this fight for the minute, so we'll maintain the position where we are as we come now looking. Oh, slide again. We're the grip definitely going in these medium tyres. We're starting to struggle a little bit more at this point in the Grand Prix as we get towards the end of our first stint. On to lap 12. And again, finding ourselves in the exact same spot. We've got DRS this time, though. We're looking to make a move. So we'll go for our battery as well. Try and get a good exit there. And we'll go for the DRS once it goes into the zone. And see if we can turn it off for the potentially at some stage. I found that using the DRS and keeping the battery off to save definitely helps us a fair bit. As we charge towards the braking zone, going all the way inside of Albon. Looking for the place off the corner. Looking for P9 as he pushed towards the end of lap 12. As Albon gets back in front of us. Oh, slide there. And almost over into the wall. That was very, very tense. And it's been a while since I've had a moment like that.
Mate, check the output. I don't know if I've got damage.
No damage on the car, but once again, another moment in this series where that one instant could have ended our race completely in quite a violent way. Had it in Bahrain, had it in Jeddah, and now here in Miami. You're going to have a look at the replay what happened here. So looks like we just got scrolled up under behind Albon. He gets clear of us, so he's in complete control to make that move. We lose a number of places as a result. As we come towards the end of lap number 13 now, we get back around Tsunoda but Esteban and Albon remain in front. So coming to the pit lane now for our pit stop in this Grand Prix, and looking for those hard tyres to get us to the end of the race. In we come now, looking to try and beat those 2 cars out of the pits if we can do so. Hopefully the traffic will play to our favour as we come into the pit lane. Hard tyres going on, looking for a mistake-free stop. 2.4 seconds on the time. We have to wait for a bit for Bottas to get into the pits. So we're out in front of Albon, but Ocon comes out ahead there, so he comes out first. We come out second, and Alex in third, right there behind us. We've got a warning for crossing the line, the pit lane exit white lines from the inside there, which doesn't really have much effect on the penalty. It gives us a warning, but I don't really think that's a good place to be giving the warning. But regardless, we'll push on though. On to lap 17, back up into P10 now, and chasing Ocon with the DRS. Albon 1.7 behind. Tsunoda's on the medium tyres now. And I believe he's got Lando Norris for company back there as well, so keep an eye on him. And Russell's coming up through the order. We haven't seen much of him today over the course of the first 17 laps, but now we're getting towards the last stage of the Grand Prix, so we sort of start to see Leclerc emerge in China, because he sort of emerged into the second stint. Ocon going for a move once again down the inside, gets the run on us, and goes breezing past with the use of the DRS. We'll keep our battery off for the minute to try and gain as much as we can to go for a better run later on. Ocon back in front for the minute. Albon is, they're still there behind us. Keep an eye on him. He almost went for a very late move to the inside, so he left the door open going into the braking zone. Piastri in the pit lane. Tsunoda's still back there, 1.8 behind as we go into lap 18. Albon now going for it. Ocon's pulling away. Albon gets through up into P10. Hulkenberg is up into P13, but keep an eye out because here comes Lando Norris in the McLaren right on schedule, and will now look to try and start closing on myself and the pack just in front of us, as Yuki will start closing too by default, given that he's also on the medium tyres. So back on the inside of Alex, pushing towards the DRS zone once again. I don't think we missed out on DRS from Ocon by quite a way there. He's pulling away. It looks like he's set in P9 for the minute, but Alex is there, and here comes Yuki out of nowhere, closing in big time to charge towards the braking zone once again. Albon's to the outside, took a minute to decide when to make his move, but he's going for it now around the high lane into the left-hander. Can we hold him off for the minute? Both on hard tyres. There goes Yuki right in there, and Lando arrives on the scene as we maintain our position on the outside of Alex, getting back in front of him, and it's been back and forth with the tyre driver in that corner in particular, but this time we get the run on the exit, and now maintaining the 1 place in the points. But keep an eye on these guys over the last 10 laps, because we could be in major trouble as we get into the last stage of this race. Albon closing in once again with the DRS. Here comes Yuki though. Yuki making his move first, getting all the way past Albon, and might try and go for a move on us as well. Down the inside goes our teammate. Very, very late breaking move, and he gets in front of us there. What a move. Oh, a slide. What a move from Yuki. We saved the car. We're going to lose out to Tsunoda, who'll try and pull away here. That could be our chance of points done in this race. We've got to close back in them as best we can. And I feel like if we don't make the move first, then Albon or Norris will. And there's our next objective, keeping the fuel load above 10.78 kg, which could be tough. We struggled with the fuel load ones over the course of this season so far. We've come close each time, but we'll focus now on closing on Yuki. Going to pull to the inside into the braking zone. Very late move, like he pulled on us. And we get in front, we can just cover him off. He's down the outside, we'll try and maintain the place, and we do maintain the place. So back in P10 for now, but how long do we hold these guys off? On to lap 21, 9 laps to go. Yuki to the outside of the racetrack, looking for the place off us once again. We'll hold him off for the moment as we continue on here into that. Oh, slide there, and we keep it under control. Just another slide, but Yuki now on our inside looking for an opportunity, and Lando's got around Alex too, so Lando's joining the party and looking to take the place off both RB cars if he can. Ocon pulling away, you see him there. We get back in front of Yuki for the minute, but how much longer can we hold these guys off? Because I doubt we can do it for the remainder of the Grand Prix without these tyres going to pot. And there it is, off the corner, the biggest slide yet. Perhaps the biggest slide since we made contact with Alex on lap 12, and all 3 cars get around us there, and that could be our chances shot for now. Warning for contact with Norris, and we're down to P13 at this stage. Albon making a move on Norris. Norris going for Yuki, 3 wide in front of us. Can we take advantage of this somehow and get back in the fight as these guys slow each other up? Maybe in contact between Lando and Yuki there. Around the outside of Alex now, trying to get them back ourselves involved once again. If we can get close as we can on the exit. And then we go back up past Alex, but Yuki and Lando in front of us now. Norris fighting for points. He's into P10 and looking to pull away, but me and Yuki both got DRS. We can try and make a move on our teammate first if we can even think about fighting Norris. And here comes George Russell in behind as well. He's joined the scene and now looking for a place off of us. Yuki stays in front for the minute. We're really fighting to try and get us back towards the points, but Link Lando's got it for the minute. But of course, a late retirement or the safety car could always open up the picture. But by lap 24, he's got to about 3.2 seconds in front as we continue to chase Yuki, and George now right behind us. He's got around Alex and now looking to try and take us on around the outside of Yuki, up into P11 once again. And hopefully we don't get another team order to let him through, given he's on the medium tyres and perhaps could chase points. Norris into P9 now. We passed our fuel objective, but here comes Yuki back at us around the outside. clearly unwilling to give in and let us just have P11 for today. Russell looking there behind, waiting for any sort of scrap he could take advantage of. We're on the inside, we've got the line, and we get back in front of Yuki. Just a few laps to go in this Grand Prix, so we're not quite set in stone for P11 just yet. Here comes Yuki back at us again. DRS now to his advantage, and Russell will have it too. Here comes Russell to the inside, looking for a move. He can't quite get there. Now pulls to the outside again, goes back in line, looking for an opportunity. There he goes. Albon practically shoving him through, bump drafting him on the way into the left-hander. Yuki's in front of us. George is on our inside. We're going to cover him off, but you've got to give him a bit of space there into the right-hander, but we get in front through braking, and now we're back in P12, or back maintaining P12. On to lap 26, down the inside of Yuki into turn 1. Looking to get P11 back. We will get P11 back and shut him off here. We just want this place, and that'd be the end of it at this point in the Grand Prix. As he's pushed down on now to the last lap of the Grand Prix, on to lap 29. Russell 1.2 behind us, Yuki 1.6 back. I think we are more or less safe here in the top 10. Ocon is 2.2 seconds in front of us, so his tyres are falling off as well. We've got a bit more pace towards the end, but it won't be enough to catch him for points. And no one is catching Max Verstappen, who again has put on an absolute clinic and has taken everyone to school here in this Miami Grand Prix. And for the third year in a row, it's Max Verstappen who wins the Miami Grand Prix. He remains unbeaten in the International Autodrome and takes home his 4th win of the season, 6 if we count the sprint wins. And on our last lap now, going down the DRS straight for the last time. Russell closing in. Will he get closer to go for a move? I doubt it. He might get a late sneak in going into the braking zone, but I think we just about got this pace sewn up. No points on offer for us today, because Russell might go for one last effort. We keep him close behind, and he won't get around us. So we'll run to the line here to finish in P11 here in Miami. Again, 1 place off the points, but all in all, a good race and progress to move on to next time.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Good job, guys. I know the result wasn't quite what we wanted there. I think we could have all done with some points, but I think we executed, just everyone else is a bit quicker today. But, we'll keep pushing, move on to it next time.
And in the end, there was no Verstappen. Max Verstappen, he takes victory. Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently, and it's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be so proud of the victory they've secured here.
Max Verstappen continues to dominate the 2024 season. He takes home another victory. Perez home in 2nd place, and Alonso in 3rd. So a solid day for Aston Martin. They pick up another podium. They're doing fantastically so far this season. Perhaps the car isn't quite there for them to be challenging for race wins, but keep an eye on the green machines. And keep an eye on Red Bull, who seem to just never take their eye off the ball for even a second so far this season. But Max taking 4 from 6 in a fantastic start to the season.
It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula 1 action. I can't wait to see what's next.
Have a look then at the remainder of your top 10 from the race here in Miami. So in the end, Hamilton takes 4th with Sainz in 5th. He beats Leclerc for 6th. Piastri 7th, Stroll 8th. Lando Norris fights back from 19th to 9th. And Ocon nabs the final point on offer by about 1.3 seconds in the end over us. Russell comes back to P12, so no points for him today, so Mercedes dropping back a little bit in the standings. And we beat Yuki once more. Verstappen leads the way then, 55 points in front of Norris, 57 in front of Perez, and Alonso up to 4th place with the podium. We stay in P11, so Yuki still P12, no points for RB today. And in terms of the constructors, Red Bull again pull away over McLaren. That sprint retirement for Norris definitely hindered him today, and we stay in 6th place, quite a way in front of the 4 teams behind us, but away back from Mercedes in P5 for now. So that'll do us for the racing. Have a look at our ratings, see how much they improve after that Grand Prix. No numbers going up, just about, we're about halfway to 77 now, so big improvements today without doubt, which is always important. Recognition is now even again between myself and Yuki, which is strange given that we beat him in the race, but I suppose that's how the team operates. And in terms of our specialists, we finally get our manufacturing expert up to the 1st level, so our first perk is unlocked there. We get closer and closer to the wind tunnel engineer, so that'll be our next one, perhaps for the next episode. But that'll do it for today's video, guys. I do hope you did enjoy it. If you did, then make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more future F1 content. Thank you so much for the support in the series so far. Really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments what your favourite moment's been. And until my next video, you guys have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, everybody, and goodbye.